It's a cold night in Piltover. The streets desolate and empty in the cold evening air. It was only a few hours ago Vi and Caitlin had visited you and found out the abuse your father had put you through just before he kicked them out of his house. He had a little chat with you that same afternoon. He shoved a black duffel bag filled with your clothes towards your chest and told you, "You're not welcome here anymore. That ended the day your mother died. I want you out. Now." He told you firmly. You had asked why, and he gave you the answer. "Because you're a mistake, YN," he shouted, slapping you hard on the cheek. "Now out!" His voice boomed. And that was that. You had nowhere to go. The cold brushed against your sore cheek as you reached the apartment complex that Kate and Vi live in. You don't even think you should be there, especially after you declined their offer to stay that night a few hours before. But now you have no choice. It's either this or the streets. You head up the stairs to floor 3, apartment 16, and you knock. At first, there was no sound at all, but eventually the door opens, and Caitlin appears. She takes one long look at your tear-streaked face and the red mark on your cheek, the bag slumped over your shoulder. She doesn't say anything. Instead, she walks over to you, putting a hand on your back, guiding you inside. Once inside, she takes your bag and places it on the floor next to the door. Once again, hand on your back, guiding you over to the sofa, sitting you down. "Wait here, sweetheart. I'll go wake Vi, and then we'll talk about what happened all together, okay?" You nod as Caitlin goes to wake Vi. A few moments later, Vi walks in, worry a prominent feature on her face. She and Caitlin sits on either side of you, and Vi wastes no time in pulling you close to her, you tightly in her embrace. She rubs soothing motions on your arm as Caitlin starts the conversation. "What happened, YN? Did he hit you again?" she asked you directly. You nod. You start, but your breath catches. "It's all right. Take your time, sweetheart," Vi says, kissing the top of your head. You take in a deep breath. He kicked me out." Your head drops as you stare at your knees. There was silence. Vi looks furious. She looks at Caitlin as she stands up, a silent way of saying, "I'll be back in a sec. Take care of them." Caitlin looks worried before she realizes that Vi had grabbed your bag and had taken it into their room. Caitlin stays by your side, holding you through your tears and wiping the loose hairs away from your eyes. "It's going to be okay, sweetheart. We've got you," Caitlin says, rubbing your back gently as you continue to cry in her arms. She pulls you closer, holding you tight, your tears now muffled by Caitlin's shoulder. "I know it hurts, love, but you're okay. You're safe now, with us." She pulls away slightly, enough to look into your eyes, wiping a tear from your cheek. The bedroom door opens and Vi peeks her head out. "Bring them in," Vi says. And Caitlin does exactly that, holding your hand in hers. She guides you into their bedroom. Vi walked over to you. I want you to remember you have a home here, with us, YN. This is your home too. It always has been. Vi opens the middle drawer with all your clothes that were in a duffel bag moments ago, were all folded neatly inside. You go to speak, but before you could, Vi shows you over to the bed, now with 3 sets of pillows and a fresh set of PJs, neatly folded on the middle pillow. You were left speechless on how quickly Vi pulled this together, and how Caitlin and Vi did not hesitate to move you in with them right at that second. Your eyes start to water again, but this time, it wasn't because you didn't have a home. It was because you were being welcomed into one, with open arms, with the people you loved the most. And you smile slightly. Caitlin and Vi instantly wrapping you in a warm and tight embrace. Welcome home, sweetheart, Caitlin says gently. About 3 hours later, you'd all changed into your PJs and settled down on the sofa with hot drinks talking about the events of earlier. As you recount what happened with your father, they listen intently, and eventually the conversation shifted to happier topics. And when it was time for bed, you all settled down beside each other. For your first night, all living under the same roof.